if you leave the title screen open, it just goes into this cool little anime cutscene. Yeah, Dark Souls is not the best storyteller. Crazy, I know that you have to go digging in item descriptions and you have to watch several different YouTube channels to even get a basic understanding of the story. That's not good storytelling. This is where Code Vein succeeds. Code Vein actually just tells you the story for the most part. Honestly, the story for the game was pretty fucking basic until you get to Cathedral. So the premise is, now I know this is gonna be fucking crazy. You just woke up and you have amnesia. Wow. Revolutionary concept. So you're a nameless entity with no memory. And oh wow, it turns out you have the power to revitalize the blood springs, which are these like white plants that grow out of the water, and they provide blood beads, which is like food for the revenants. Now, I just threw a lot of terms at you. So the revenants they used to be humans, but they've been injected with a parasite into their heart. When they die, they dissipate into I forgot what it's called. Fairy dust. They dissipate into fairy dust. And as long as their heart itself is not destroyed, they will always just come back to life. Which makes you essentially immortal. And you don't age. But the catch is, you have to drink blood. you turn into a vampire. And if you don't drink blood, you go on a blood rage, basically. A permanent blood rage. Which makes you, it's called frenzy. You go into a frenzy state, and you become one of the lost, which it means you basically lose your, you'll lose your sense of self. So you're stuck in this area. It's called the Jail of the Mists, and anybody who tries to leave through the red mist that encompasses this area, they just get shredded, torn to bits. Like, it's impossible to penetrate it. And your whole thing is to find out who you are, why the fuck everybody's stuck here, and solve the blood crisis. The game is very generic up until you hit the memory of the player in the cathedral. And that was the big turning point for this game for me, because it makes you a person. You have a personality. You did something before all this happened. You just lost your memory. When you die, there is a chance that you will lose some of your memories, which again makes you lose your sense of self or whatever. But they turn into vestiges. And if you can restore people's memories and give them back to them by collecting these vestiges and bringing them to Neiyoh in your little hideout area, and she will restore these memories, and you can, walk through them and see what all these characters' backstories are. And that's really what makes this game different, is that it'll just fucking tell you what everybody's story is, including your own, when you find your vestige. Yeah, so from a gameplay standpoint, it plays pretty much just like Dark Souls. You have your assist, your regeneration. They just call it regen in this game. They're like, it's not even, they don't even try to keep it subtle. It's like, oh yeah, this is your regeneration. you pop this and you heal. You have 3 kinds of rolls. You have your classic fat roll. You have your normal roll. And then you have this weird dash that leaves like a blue trail. And it's OP. Essentially, it's your fast roll. It gives you just so many iframes. It's kind of ridiculous, and it makes you insanely fast. You're gonna have a partner with you for the vast majority of the game. This makes the game easy. When you die in this game, you're not immediately, oh, game over, go back to your bonfire, bitch. No, your partner has the ability to resurrect you with a portion of your health. And you also have the same thing for your partner. So it becomes this cycle of you can really die like 3 to 4 times in a boss fight and still win and be perfectly fine. Which again, it makes the game a lot easier, which is why I think that this is a very good gateway to Souls-like games. So the thing that makes this game even more interesting is that you get abilities. And not just a couple abilities. You're going to have a shitload. I don't remember the exact number of blood codes, but there's well over 20 blood codes that you can get in this game. And each blood code has a set of like at least 5 to 10 abilities each. And that's going to mix up your gameplay so much because you can cast your fucking magic spells. You can do all this shit. And you have like a bunch of melee abilities you can do. Like I know Phantom Assault is one I use regularly, which is like you teleport forward and you do like a triple slash in the air and it does a shit ton of damage. Or you can get like self buffs or like Final Journey, which is like you're gonna die if you use this ability, but use it in like the phase of a boss fight to make it a little bit easier for yourself. That's what really sets this game apart from the Dark Souls genre, is that you just have so many fucking abilities that you can mess around with and combine and play with, because they're not all limited to the blood code. You can master them or whatever, and you can just take them with any different blood code. You can mix and match. Like some of them you can't because it'd be busted, but you could just mix and match so many different abilities with different blood codes, and you can do some really stupid shit with it. Also, the like level up system and armor and weapons were made really easy. You just increase your level. There's no like, you don't allocate your stat points or whatever. You just level up, and it'll just give you health and stamina depending on what level you are. And then there's the blood veils, which is your armor. There's no like armor pieces you have to put together or whatever. You put on a blood veil, and that's going to determine your stats. The upgrading system is the same as Dark Souls, where you pick up pieces of Queen's Iron or whatever and upgrade it using your haze. There is a multiplayer aspect to the game itself. Not a lot of people use it anymore. It's got the same kind of thing that the Dark Souls games has, is that when it comes out, a lot of people are going to be using it. And as the lifespan of the game goes on and on and on, less and less people are going to use it. It's really easy to connect to friends, though, because you could just set like a password, and you can very quickly link with friends, and you can run through this whole game with just friends. Well, there's only 3 endings to the game. There's the medium ending, the bad ending, and the good ending. 'Cause if you're not going to 100% the game, I'm just going to show you a trick real quick that's going to skip 2 very, very, very annoying sections of Cathedral. Because the Cathedral is the longest part of this game, and it's also the hardest to look at and confusing. It's designed to be intentionally confusing. But if you just do something like this, you can skip a big chunk of it that's just very fucking annoying. And if you do another thing like this, you can skip even farther and just make it to the boss in like the same amount of time it would take you to clear, the trenches. I recommend only going through this game once. The replayability isn't too great. The soundtrack for Code Vein is a bunch of bangers. It's got a bunch of bangers and a bunch of meh, it's got a bunch of stuff that I don't even know the names of these tracks. Like the tracks in the like overworld or whatever, I don't know any of those fucking things. In the hideout there's a jukebox, and you can go up to the jukebox and mash through a couple of songs, and these songs are some of my favorite songs now. So if you like anime art style, you're gonna probably enjoy this game. If you don't, you can try to if you can get past the style of this game, you'll have a good experience. Like if you like Dark Souls but maybe didn't like dying all that much, this game is gonna be a lot better. Yeah, for me, Code Vein is definitely a 4 out of 5 game. It's pretty fucking good, and I've played it so long and it gives you the story in little bits and pieces. Fuck Cathedral. Fuck some of the maps that you have to play through, but the bosses are good. The fucking Argent Wolf Commander. Fuck, I remember in 1927 when I fucking deleted this guy. I don't know why they put him back in the game. They made it backstabbable. Who makes a boss backstabbable? I know, stupid. And I just like this game. It's just fun to play. It doesn't beat you down nearly as mercilessly as Dark Souls does. And, you know, maybe make the partner shut the fuck up sometimes. Hey, if you like hearing me complain about games and or praise them, how about you give me a subscribe, because I'm doing Souls-like games, anime games, life sims, and zombie games. So if you want to see more of that, or you want to find out about some cool games that you maybe haven't tried or were thinking about playing and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to play this, hit the subscribe button and I'll let you know if the game is worth playing. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say, I don't think.